When we first got the assignment of who was the player of the decade, my first thought was Frank Kaminsky.
Frank Kaminsky was my player of the decade.
Yeah, I think that was a no-brainer for me.
Now with three, Kaminsky launches and hits it. Oh, why leave him? Get those puppies organized. Big Frank knocks it down.
Are we really going to say this guy is the player of the decade? Yes, absolutely. Like, there's no doubt in my mind, which is weird. Like, again, I try to find every reason why he's not player of the decade, from Bo Ryan telling him as a sophomore that he can't even look at the basket to shoot unless there's 5 seconds left on the shot clock, which is just demeaning in an amazing way.
Frank Kaminsky was so good in college as a player, and yet my favorite part about Frank has nothing to do with basketball. He was a goof. He wins the goofball of the decade.
Part of the charm was this tall, lanky, kind of awkward guy who's goofy, right? Like, that was just part of the charm of Frank Kaminsky.
He does give off that aura sometimes of being a little, as you say, goofy.
I'm just goofy and awkward. It's a nice combo because it can still get laughs out of people.
And then to watch him become such a dominant basketball player towards the end of his college career was just a delight, because he just felt like everybody knew a Frank Kaminsky in real life.
Frank had a great, it was almost a storybook college career.
When we talk about my best player, it's Frank Kaminsky. And we can all thank North Dakota for that.
Here's the throw to Kaminsky on the right wing with a shot fake. Drives in the lane, up, and that's the record! Frank Kaminsky, 43 points.
That, to me, is one of the reasons Frank became Frank Kaminsky.
He became National Player of the Year. We all know the stats, but he transcended a program.
And Kaminsky says, I'll take that. Nice look. Down the lane to Decker.
A point center right there by Kaminsky.
Hey, Bo, you got the wrong guy at guard.
Frank Kaminsky is one of those guys that had a game that was hard to compare to anyone else at his position.
A stretch five in a time when you didn't really see it.
Frank Kaminsky made that era, to me, a beautiful thing to watch. He was so unselfish. He was a good defensive player.
I believe it was Tom Izzo that said Kaminsky's the most dominant offensive force in the Big Ten since Glenn Big Dog Robinson. I mean, that's saying a lot.
When I think of college basketball at its best, I don't think anyone symbolizes that better than Frank Kaminsky.
I'll always remember during that amazing run of back-to-back Final Fours in the Big Ten Tournament Championship, sitting up on our Big Ten Network desk with Kaminsky next to us, wearing a GoPro attached to his head so he could remember every single moment of his career. And trust me, Frank Kaminsky's career at Wisconsin and inside the Big Ten, certainly more than memorable.
When I take a step back and think about it, I've accomplished a lot more than I thought I ever would.
In this decade, nobody has the resume as that doofus Frank Kaminsky, and I love him.